we're on the third hole here, just short of the green. As you can see, the ground conditions are quite wet, so the shot that we've got to play is something high to an elevated green where we want the ball to stop relatively quickly. So in summer we could play, an option here is we could play something with less loft like the 8-iron I've got here, and we could land the ball a little bit shorter to then run up. But because of the ground conditions, we've got to think about a different strategy in trying to play the ball a bit higher. So let's give an 8-iron a go and just see what the outcome looks like if we try and play it to the green here. As you saw from my 8-iron attempt, that didn't work for this particular situation with these ground conditions, so we need to employ a different strategy. So from here I would use my most lofty club, my 58 degree. That's going to help get the ball up in the air more. It's also got a bit more bounce than my 8-iron, so it helps stop the club head digging in, which is good from these wet ground conditions. So we're just going to run through a couple of things in setup and how you can move the club to help you play that shot, that nice high lofted shot onto the green. Know that this can sometimes be a little bit of a scary shot for people, in that we sometimes see the top of the ball hit and sometimes see the ground caught before the ball, so the outcomes are either the ball goes too far or the ball comes up short. But we shouldn't fear these lofted clubs if we're good at controlling the depth of the club, and here's a couple of things that we can do to help achieve that. So the first one is, so we've got the 58 degree, which is my most lofted club. Others may have more than that, but for me it's my 58 degree. But I'm also going to open the face at address. A couple of reasons for this. Firstly, by having more loft, that's going to help hit the ball high. It also, in opening the face, helps have more bounce on the sole of the club, so the bounce from the leading edge to the ground is going to stop the club head to dig in, so that helps us. And also, by having more loft, it means that we can be more positive on the shot and it's not going to go too far. As long as we've got good depth control on this shot, we can have a relatively full positive swing and the ball won't go too far. So to help depth control, we don't want to be too crouched when we're setting up to this shot, because it's very easy then for the club head to get too low and dig into the ground. So if we start to get a little bit taller and stretch out more, then we can see that the club head is going to be sliding more through the ground as opposed to digging in. So opening the face at address and then stretching out, opening the face more loft, stretching out, helping to control the depth. So we talked about in setup how we want to stretch out to control the depth of the club, and that's really what we're looking for from here when we move the club as well. So a couple of things that I'd look for. So making sure that when you swing you have a nice full pivot to finish. So for me, you'll see that I'm onto my right toe, so good, really good body turn. And also what you'll notice is my elbow's still got an amount of flex in. This is a big one that I see quite a lot, in that arm straightens out too early, and then as we can see the club head digs into the ground. So what we're looking for when you finish on these shots is you're onto your right toe, or certainly your torso and hips are facing the target, and you've got a bit of flex in that right elbow.